All right, I'd like to mention that it's beautiful out here in Kennesaw, Georgia. We tried to beat the rain. We finally beat it. We found a nice little window, but without further ado, y'all looking good today. Okay, our next topic will be about religion. Has it had a great effect on people's lives, or is it more detrimental in a way? Is it a good or bad, basically? And any one of y'all can start.
I think it's good and bad, but it's definitely had a negative effect on people in general, because wars have been started over religion.
True.
Just, over just one belief, just one thing. And me being non-religious, because growing up with switching to so many different religions, you don't know what to believe no more. You don't know if this is true or that is true. Like, really? I
think it puts a negative influence a lot, because the people who begin to jump into religion heavily, they stop thinking that there is a possibility that they could be wrong.
True.
And they start thinking that they're guaranteed correct.
Therefore, they brush it on other people.
Yeah.
They get the condescending tones, and I've seen bonds broken over it.
Yeah.
Can I mention one thing? I think people try to overlook contradictions in their own religion.
Yeah,
they do, because there's so many contradictions in the Bible.
Now, this is general speaking. I'm not pointing at a specific religion.
Yeah. Even the Quran. Like, there's a lot of hypocritical stuff in every tablet.
Hypocritical and contradicted.
In any form of tablet that somebody got in their own.
Who's to say their tablet is perfect?
Exactly.
Especially over the years, it being translated to this language, to that language, and most of the time, it was the king of that nation who was able to put in what he wanted to put in, so rules and regulations and laws could go the way he wanted. So who's to say what's true or not, regardless of whatever religion it might be. I'm talking in broad sense.
And then on top of that, people these days don't even know the language of what people used to write back in the day. So you telling me, if you don't know this language, how are you being able to read it and tell somebody what it means? If you don't even know, if you can't even translate it yourself.
Yeah, that's true. When it comes down to it, I think people forget that in the end, what they're reading was written by man. And they forget that there's a difference between fact and belief.
Right.
You can believe this is true. That doesn't guarantee that it's fact.
Who's to say, I don't like this, let me switch it up, then give it to him.
Exactly.
There's an Old Testament. Not to talk about one religion in particular, just saying there's an old one and there's a new one, and there's a new one.
My thing is, I think
which one is it?
I think people are a product of their environment. I think they're influenced a certain way. So it's hard to see against your religion if your mom and dad brought you up from day one.
Definitely true.
From this
I
religion.
actually feel there's a good side to religion.
It is.
People, as bad as the world can be sometimes, it helps people. I see it in my
Come
friends.
together.
It brings them up. It gives them hope. It really does. It is that
bonding,
that something they need in their life to really just keep them steady and keep them going. And so in that sense, using religion for the right reasons, but
like
to say that your
encouragement.
one religion is better than somebody else's, or they going to be damned or go to hell because they don't believe what you believe, that is just another way to separate people, keep people split up, and keep people hating each other. There's no reason why people should be killing each other because they don't believe the same thing.
This is what I will be specific about. There's a lot of Christian charities out there, and they are able to look past your religion, so I will mention that.
Nowadays, because there's a new generation coming up, things are,
religion can be a good thing as well. We don't want to completely knock it, but we do want to bring awareness to the fact that if you look back in history on all the wars and all the different conflicts that happened, it's because somebody believes something and somebody else believes something else. And that's completely not a reason to have to kill somebody or judge somebody based off what they believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because just to say to somebody, oh, are you Christian? No, I mean I don't have a religion.
That's
okay,
why
well I can't be associated with you, or you this or you that, or that all that is unnecessary. You know me and been around me. You know what type of person I am, caring, nice, or however you want to perceive me. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be judged by what I believe. I should be judged by who I am and how I treat others in my actions.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Another point I
And
wanted
the
to make.
thing-
Oh, so you go ahead.
My bad. The thing that I was talking about was this generation now. I mean, you have so many people that's not even really caring too much about religion no more. You can't probably find no people that really knows are really hardcore like the old people are, because
background.
you can't. They'll be like, I'm such and such, I'm such and such, but in y'all testaments there's no piercings, no tattoos, no nothing, but you got this full-blown person with tattoos and piercings all down their body, but you telling me that you are Christian in this religion or in that religion?
Because I just always felt like, to an extent, it tells you how to live your life. To an extent, it tells you how to live your life. Like, you gotta pray five times in some religion. It becomes a chore.
Yeah, sometimes it looks like a controlling method.
So you're not really living to an extent. And I don't think any religion will can tell you, how to live your life. I don't agree with that.
I think another issue, a lot of from what I've actually looked at, a lot of religions, when there's a person who's not a part of that religion, the one that you're a part of, you're supposed to spread that word. You're not supposed to smack them with it. Speak to them in condescending tones. Tell them,
because you see a lot of that every day.
And
that's not being no holy person.
Instead of them trying to convince them, on a positive note, on a good approach, to try to bring them in. I can give you the word. I can explain everything to you that I know. No, they beat you with it.
Exactly.
And it's like,
you should think the way I think.
And,
anything else is wrong.
That is
That's
something that I've noticed about Jehovah's Witnesses in particular. Like, they go around, they come to your house, they trying to spread the word, and they are nice about it. They're not condescending about it. They don't try to tear you down and be like, what you doing with your life right now? I mean, they just genuinely just be like, well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I know.
It's all about the approach.
I'm not saying I believe what they're saying. I just like their approach. Like, everybody got such negativity against them, but I don't see any other religion out there.
It's more like a competition now.
They're not breaking you down or trying to say you going to hell because you ain't doing this or any other religion that does whatever they do to try to make their religion better than anybody else. I'm just pointing that out. Well, that's my experience. I don't know anybody else's experience.
I mean, I had the same experiences too. Because I got some friends that are actually Jehovah's Witnesses, and they don't call me because I'm non-religious. They like me because who I am and the person that I am, and I love that.
It feels like you want to go?
I was just gonna say something real quick. Just because I'm not religious does not mean that I don't have a belief or I don't believe in a higher power. And that's what people just believe. They're like, oh, you're atheist. No, I'm not.
Yeah, because to an extent, that's a belief too.
That's actually a religion.
Not to believe in
I'm
something
non-religious.
Exactly. But just to be like, means I don't have a practice or I don't have one.
I just don't feel labeled under one. I have beliefs that might fall into this one. I might believe something that they have said, and I stop and think about it and be like, that might be true. That might make some sense. So I don't just fall under this like
category.
Anything outside of this is like I can't do that. I pull in everything. Sometimes
I listen to a lot of different
sometimes
take what's beneficial to you.
Sometimes religions feel like record labels. It's like if you win this one, then everybody else is an enemy. That's what it feels like. It's like, oh, you're that, then I can't. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Another thing I'd like to mention is I think a lot of current religions dictate certain laws, such as gay rights. Some religions feel that same-sex couples shouldn't do what they do, and I don't agree with that.
Who are you to tell me who I can love?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like that's and to hit the gay right real quick. It feels like a lot of the people who are against it, their standing argument is like 95% of the time a religious
and they are correct.
Yeah,
And it is, and it goes back to religion.
That's what it is.
And it goes back there.
Okay. I mean, of course, I'm for the positive that religion does, but me personally, from my perception, I think there's a lot of negativity come through it. You see, the people who are not extremely big on religion are usually the people having the most fun, the people who can relax, breathe easy, instead of worrying about if you commit the sin all the time.
Exactly. I swear, like,
Live your life to the fullest.
One more thing, I want to put it on the religions. I don't think it's the actual religion themselves that cause the problem. I think it's the followers.
Yes.
Mostly, because I know a lot of people who are religious who still do what we do, and they will tell me why they're able to do it. They tell me, I have a Christian friend who tells me in the Bible it says you can do this much, just don't overdo it.
Right.
But then you got the person over here who's like, no, you can't do that at all. But he's shown me in the book where it says he's able to flip to, Psalms or whichever section.
So don't believe everything you hear.
It's enough, or it's too much.
I don't know. See, when you act, I guess when you acting like an idiot, I guess being intoxicated.
But it's so many people out here with those type of religions, and they go by the book and they say if you sin. So many people out here that been sinning and still here.
Yeah, I think.
So I don't get, you know what I'm saying? I don't get.
He didn't mean actual sinning. He meant like specifically. Me and him were talking about drinking because he's a heavy Christian, but he still drinks. And he was like, it says you can drink, you can do it. He was like, they drink wine.
Yeah.
He was like, that's alcohol. He was saying you just don't overdo it. And I guess how people get wasted.
Yeah.
I guess that that's one of those limits. I'm not sure how far because I didn't talk to him in depth about it.
Yeah.
Now I like to mention, we're not telling anybody how to live their life.
Exactly.
We are not downing any religion. Our
But
message.
I am telling you to live your life to the fullest.
Exactly. That's our message. Do what you want to do. Whatever feels right to you. If this religion feels better than this religion, do what you choose. Don't put down nobody.
Yeah, exactly. And don't feel bad just because you believe a certain type of way than another person believes.
People come from various
backgrounds. Can make you feel
backgrounds.
down about that.
And
And
that's
make
how I've
you
been
want to change your
all my
religion.
life. I've been so open to I'm a very open person, especially when it comes to my friends who could be whatever. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate between race, religion, anything. You know what I mean? And so I'm so open and so willing to accept people in my life and be kind to them. And then when I get a different feedback because I don't believe what you believe, that right there is just kind of like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're judging me. Isn't that in your religion not to judge?
Exactly.
Only your higher power can. And so that would get to me, and especially my family in particular, very heavy
Christians.
I was gonna say religious people, and it's sometimes the way they talk or the things they say will be like
Directed towards us.
I'm not saying it's directed towards. I'm just saying you can tell that it's like, okay, you're not following Christianity.
Yeah.
You damn, you need to get on this. It's so hardcore. Sometimes I be feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't judge me because I don't believe what you believe.
Yeah, I think to progress as a people, you don't have to have the same background or views. You just gotta have the same idea. If everybody has a positive idea, you can get somewhere. Because everybody in the world is not gonna agree.
Everybody's not gonna agree.
Never.
But you gotta find a way to
Have a
live in
neutral
peace.
stance. Amen. All right, y'all worked up yet? I'm making some of y'all think.